Ready to hear the one tip that is going to save you so much money on your grocery budget, yet nobody ever talks about? Well, that's what I have for you today in this video. I'm Kristen here at Joyfully Thriving, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am an everyday mom who works really hard at saving her family money on groceries, and that is what I share in all of these videos. You might be wondering, who am I and how exactly am I qualified to share these tips with you? Well, I'm just naturally a frugal shopper. I have been shopping to feed our family of 6 on a monthly $500 budget. Actually, it was $475 for the last couple years, but in 2024, I have increased it due to inflation to $500. And I feed our family of 6 with that budget. That includes our food, our toiletries, toilet paper, paper products, everything is rolled into that number. So if that gives me some credibility, there you go. There you have it. I have so many grocery tips for you. I've shared so many of them already there's whole playlists that you can check out on my channel. And I'm going to mention more than just one, but let's get to it. Let's talk about this one tip that I have yet to hear any other frugal blogger or YouTuber talk about. Well, here it is for you. The number one way that you can save your family money is to switch to a monthly grocery budget. That's it. That's it. Now stay with me here because we're going to talk about why this is so important. But I really and truly believe this is going to save you so much money on your grocery budget. All right, there is a reason that I find having a monthly budget incredibly important. And I think this could be a game changer for you as well. Having a weekly budget is great. You need a budget, period, to tell you what you're spending. It's like Dave Ramsey says, a budget is simply telling your money where it's going. So you do need a number knowing what you're going to spend on your budget. If you're looking for a good place to start, I found that $100 per person per month is a good general frugal number, but feel free to adjust to what works for your family based on where you live and the stores where you shop. I've talked about that before. Everyone needs to adjust based on their circumstances and their stores. But with a weekly budget, you are very tied to a specific dollar amount. You might be going into the stores, say it's $50, and you're going in and you're shopping and you're getting right up to that $50 and you think, I'm done. There's still some really good sales, but I hit my limit, so I have to be done. Great. I'm glad you're sticking to the budget. But having a monthly budget instead of a weekly budget gives you a whole new level of flexibility when it comes to shopping. Here's what I mean. I shop with a monthly budget. This is why I feel that I can give you this tip and this advice because I've been shopping with a monthly budget for over 15 years now. I am actually a blogger at joyfullythriving.com. And I've been tracking my grocery trips there for well over a decade now as my family has grown and increased through the years. So this is something I'm very familiar with. But what I have found that a monthly budget gives me so much freedom to stock up on the sales. So with that monthly budget, you have a lot of flexibility. If there's a really good sale this week, you might spend $100 and then next week there's not so many good sales, so you might only spend $40 and then the next week it's in between $75 or however it increases. My trips vary every week. If you're curious, I do share my frugal grocery hauls every Thursday on this channel, so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned because I have those up every week so you can see what I'm buying and so you can check out some of those deals as well. So your monthly budget just gives you this freedom and flexibility. So within that, I have 3 more tips for you now. First, you're going to switch to a monthly budget, okay? Then you're going to start shopping the sales. I guess that's 2 S's there, but you're going to switch, then you're going to shop the sales. And then within that, you're going to stockpile. All right, here's why these 3 S's are so important. Switching to the monthly budget gives you the freedom to, number 2, shop the sales. If you see a really good sale at one store this week, you're going to go and buy what's on sale. Of course, make sure it's something your family uses on a regular basis or will eat because there's nothing worse than spending money on something that you just won't use. You know your family, purchase the things that you will eat and use. But by shopping the sales within the month instead of week to week, you have a lot more freedom and flexibility. Say, for example, pork is on sale. It's a great deal this week. You see a lot of sales on pork. You are going to go ahead and buy enough to last you for several weeks or several months, depending on how your budget allows and what freezer space you obviously have or pantry space, all of those things. But you are going to go ahead and stockpile. You're going to watch those sales, and what a stockpile is it's simply buying multiples of things your family uses on a regular basis. If you want to check out my stockpile, yes, I have a video of that as well. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But a stockpile will save you so much money. And the way I do it is shopping within that monthly budget. If I see a good deal on pork this week, that's what I'm going to buy. If next week the sale is on canned vegetables and canned tomatoes, well, that's what I'm going to stock up on this week. Now, this doesn't mean you're only ever shopping the sales. You're going to need to buy some milk every week, or eggs, or peanut butter, or different things that your family uses. That's totally fine. And that is why, again, you have that monthly budget. You can adjust from week to week based on what you have previously bought. So it's really not that hard. You switch to your monthly budget, you check out the sales, and you start buying those things in multiples. That's what a stockpile is. It's buying more than one. It's buying one for now and 2 or 3 or 4 for later. For example, if you know you use peanut butter, I said this before, but if your family goes through a jar of peanut butter a week making school lunches, well, next time you see it on sale, go ahead, buy 6 jars, buy 8 jars to last you through the next however many weeks so that you're not paying full price on that item. This will save you so much money in your budget if you are shopping the sales and building a stockpile. The monthly budget I feel, really does give you so much more flexibility to pick up those good sales. If you are stocking up a huge amount at the beginning of the month, yeah, it can be a little more challenging. I have had that happen more than once. If the Kroger sales are really good, you'll see how that goes, because then I do have to adapt. So it's simple, but I know it does take a mind shift switch. If you haven't ever shopped this way, and it might take a couple weeks to get you to that point of where you are, where you feel like you have that monthly amount saved. I know some of us are living on a very tight budget right now where things really are week to week, and maybe you don't have the freedom to do that. But if you can start putting aside that money and keeping, say, a cash envelope and getting built up to what you want for your monthly budget, or, I keep a running total. I subtract it from our checking account. I use the Keep app, and every time I go to the store, I just put the date and the title and what I bought, the store and my total there, and I just subtract it from my monthly budget so I see where my running tally is. It's always in front of me. This works very well because I have shopped for this a long time. Having a monthly budget really does keep you more accountable if you are using cash. So if you're just starting out, you may want to consider giving that a try. There are so many different tips and tricks to save money on groceries. I've talked about them before. I will be talking about them again because I know we're all looking to save money. Whether it is shopping the sales, going to different stores, buying generics, comparing prices, shopping online, shopping in store, utilizing pickup. There are so many different ways to save money. The great thing about that is that all of those tips and tricks work within your monthly budget. Again, I really haven't ever seen anyone talk about how important this can be, and I really feel like it could be a game changer for you. I know it has been for me. So I'm curious, do you use a monthly budget? Do you use a weekly budget? Are you open to trying a monthly budget and seeing what you discover? I would love to know your thoughts and where you stand on this. But if you can try it for a couple months, I think you'll agree with me that this can be a huge game changer, and it will really give you some freedom and flexibility to stock up on all the sales with me. So let me know in the comments where you stand on the monthly versus weekly budget. I'd love to know your thoughts. It isn't complicated. I know some of you are probably watching this and going, well, duh, of course I already do this, or I already know this, or Kristen, this just seems super simple. Well, yeah, that's what I'm all about here, is that I want to share simple tricks to save you money on groceries without overcomplicating things. I want to show you that everyone can save money on groceries because I know that's what we're all trying to do right now. So I hope this gave you something to think about, maybe a new idea that you just haven't tried before. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out my video about 5 different ways to save on groceries in 2024. And yes, they'll all work with a monthly budget. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I will see you in the next video.